Hi there, Sue here. Thought it was about time I did an update on my carnivore diet and carnivore diet challenge that I'm doing, 90-day challenge. So this is the second month of my 90-day challenge, which I'm doing with Bella's Steak and Butter Gang. And so today is my first 32 to 42 hour fast. So we're basically doing alternate day fasting at the moment, so from today. So that's the plan. So we'll see how today goes. I always struggle a little bit more with fasting in the weekend. So, yeah, we'll just play it by ear, see how things go. So first I want to talk about what's improved for me since I've been eating a carnivore diet. And so the first thing is that I'm feeling pretty good most of the time. So there's definite improvement in the way that I'm feeling overall, which is cool. And my skin is improving. So I spoke before, I had some little dry, rough patches on the backs of my hands, keratosis, and they're almost gone. So they just kind of gradually, there was quite a big improvement really quickly, and then they've just gradually been getting a bit better and a bit better over time. So I've been on the carnivore diet now this is my fourth month. So I was on carnivore for a couple of months before I started this challenge, but I was still eating a little bit of veggies and some fruit as well. So when I started this challenge, I stopped eating those things. So the only things that I've had some gherkins, as in pickles, occasionally, and it's all just some herbs, some garlic, and bits and pieces, but nothing much at all. Tea and coffee, yeah, just kind of the basics. So yeah, so skin is improved on the backs of my hands. The skin on my face is improving. I can see the difference in it, and it's definitely clearer. I had a lot of red kind of patchiness on my face before, which was kind of getting worse as I was getting older, and I was getting sometimes this like eczema around the sides of my nose, which I knew was food that was causing it, because there was different things that would seem to trigger it. I'd been trying to kind of work out what it was. I don't know 100% what it was, but that's gone away. I haven't had the eczema. I was getting some pimples when I first started on carnivore. They seem to be slowing down, and I think that was just detox stuff going on. So yeah, so definitely less patchy, less redness, no eczema, less puffiness. Less puffiness. I'll pop up a comparison photo from May until now. So you'll see in this photo, so this is a side-on one. So the first photo was taken in May. The second photo was taken just a couple of days ago. The light's slightly different. I tried to get it right. Both photos were taken in front of the window, but the shadowing's a little bit different. But you can see on my jawline that there's just more definition, even though my weight actually hasn't gone down since that photo was taken. My weight's actually gone up since that photo was taken, I think, because May I would have been doing keto. Is that right? May, June, July, August. Yeah, I would have been 2 months on keto at that stage, so I'd actually dropped 4 kilos, which I've put back on since I've been on carnivore. So you can see that my jawline is definitely more defined on the second photo, and skin's just a bit clearer, and your complexion's a bit better. I'm also fascia blasting, which is having an effect on my lines and that in my face as well. So there's that photo there, and then I'll pop up one from the front, and you can just see that yeah, skin's just a bit better. And I'll do a video about fascia blasting, what that is, in case you don't know what that is, and I will put a link underneath this video to that, because fascia blasting is pretty interesting, really simple, and kind of exciting, the results that people get with it. And and that I've already had, but I'll talk about that in my video about fascia blasting. So I've had less joint pain, definitely less joint pain. Still have some days. So I did a video a little while back about oxalate dumping and what I was experiencing with that. And so the days when the oxalate dumping kind of kicks up a bit, I tend to get more joint pain, more muscle pain. I get a lot more muscle pain in my back and my shoulders, and so that's kind of, I'm starting to realize that that's what that is, and it kind of comes and goes in waves. When I have oxalate dumping happening, the muscle pain happens. I get digestive issues, so my bowel will play up, I might get a bit of diarrhea, and my anxiety kind of kicks off a bit as well. So, or my mood goes flat. It's like my digestive system, I definitely notice the link between that and the anxiety and stuff and my mood these days. So yeah, that's definitely a thing, and definitely notice it on the oxalate dumping days. The other thing I've noticed with oxalate dumping the last time, so it was a few days ago, was that I got some welts came up on my neck. They looked like bites, but they was actually sore to touch. They only stayed there for that day and then they were gone again. So I'm picking that there's oxalate coming out through my skin. Also on the back of my scalp, I've had some, glasses are falling off. I've had some really rough scabby patches come up on the back of my scalp, which have now settled again. So they're just about gone again, but it was quite bad for a couple of days and quite sore. Anyway, less joint pain. My knee pain is gone. I was having problems with my right knee in particular before Carnivore, and that seems to have gone. And my eyesight is improving. So I'm not sure whether I talked about this in my earlier video, but my eyes had been kind of playing up, and I had been thinking about going to the optometrist, but I've put it off now because my eyesight all of a sudden was deteriorating quite a bit, noticeably, and this right eye, I was feeling pressure in it, especially when I was outside looking long distance, and when I was checking the difference between my eyes, this right eye the eyesight had deteriorated a lot, and I was having problems seeing like road signs and things like that. So that's all reversed. I'm not having the pressure. I can read the road signs and that again, and there's not as much difference between those two eyes. So that's cool. I also have something going on with my eyes that I first noticed about 11 years ago, and it's called posterior vitreous detachment. So what that is the gel in your eyes starts to come away a bit from the back of the eye, I believe, and supposedly it's fairly common with aging. I started getting it in my 40s, which is a bit earlier than usual, I think. And so what happens is at night time, when it's dark and you close your eyes, and they've been closed for a while, if you move your eyes right or left, you see sparks like lightning or firecrackers sort of thing. And when I first noticed it, we were in our camper van in Australia, and I thought it was lightning. Like I woke up in the middle of the night and I must have rolled my eyes and I saw this spark and I thought, oh, is that lightning? And so then I opened my eyes and I looked and no, and then when I closed them again, had them closed for a little while, and then I moved them and did it again. And so gradually over the years, they had got worse to the point where both eyes, if I moved my eyes, it was round, like it had a dark patch in the middle of both, and then the sparky bits would be all around the shape of my irises, I guess, around my pupil. That's what it looked like. The right eye was always worse than the left, but they both had filled right in all the way around. So what I'm noticing now when I wake up during the night is that there's less sparky bits, and this eye here, this left eye, if I do it a couple of times, because when you do it a couple of times, it stops happening, or you do it a few times, it becomes less and less and less, and until it doesn't happen. And then if you close your eyes and you leave it for a few minutes, then it'll do it again. So when I do it now, this left eye, the sparks disappear after a couple of movements, whereas before it'd be about 4 or 5 or 6 and they would gradually fade. This eye here is still a bit worse. So I'm hoping that actually clears up completely. We'll see. I've got a whole list of things that were going on before I started on Carnivore. So gradually hoping to work my way through all of that list and get all those things sorted out. So what else has changed? My blood pressure and my resting heart rate are both very much in the normal zone now. My resting heart rate had gone up. It was sitting a lot of the time around 80, 85 beats a minute, which I wasn't really comfortable with. I prefer it to be down around 70 or lower, and now it's sitting around 64, 65 last time I measured. I kind of felt like before I started this that there was something going on with my heart and that something might be about to happen. I was getting like a real pounding heart at night time, and in bed, and it would bother me when I went to bed at night time. And that's all settled down. That's all gone. So what else do I need to report? So the things that maybe not so good is I've had no change in my weight, but I think that I know why. I mean, it's really common when people start on Carnivore anyway, but I have a feeling that I know what's going on. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I feel like I'm getting some body recomposition happening. My bust's getting bigger and a bit of a lift, which is interesting. Not a bad thing. The bigger part may be a bad thing, but hopefully that'll change when I lose some weight. But it's just something that I noticed. At first I was like, am I imagining this? And no, I'm not imagining it. So obviously I'm picking that more. My body's moved body fat into my boobs and taking it from somewhere else. I don't know, go figure. The oxalate dumping I've already talked about. What else? So with the weight side of things, what I think I've worked out is that so I've been getting really sleepy after I have my dinner at night time, right? So I've been eating quite a bit of meat, and I haven't been in ketosis since I started on Carnivore, whereas when I was on the keto diet, I was in ketosis eventually quite a lot. And my blood glucose, when I check it, hasn't been dropping the way that I thought it would. So it had come down a bit, but it's been kind of staying anywhere from 5.8 up to 7, I guess, 6.5, 7. And I thought that my fasting glucose would come down more, and it hasn't. So this morning, for example, I took it and it was 6.8, I think, when I first got up this morning. So I was kind of been mulling that over, and I was sleeping a lot better, but just of late I've been kind of waking up earlier in the morning a few times during the night and getting back to sleep fairly quickly, but still waking more than I was. And so yesterday I actually watched a video by Kelly Hogan, and she was interviewing Amber O'Hearn, and they were talking about why things don't work for some people the way that they think that they should when they go onto the Carnivore diet. So not many people have issues, but some people do. And what they were saying is that it can be too much protein and not enough fat. And I'd been kind of wondering about that. So when you eat too much protein, for some of us, our body just converts that to glucose, and so we need to focus more on fat for a while and train our bodies to use fat. And I think I'd been wondering whether that was what was going on with me, is that I don't feel like I'm fat adapted, and the fact that I haven't been in ketosis even when I fasted for like 23 hours kind of indicates that that's the case. So I've decided to lower my protein intake and up my fat. So I'm going to aim for an 80-20 ratio, so 80% of my calories coming from fat and 20 from protein. And so last night I kind of lowered the amount of meat that I ate and added more fat, more butter. And I didn't fall asleep after tea, whereas I have been for the last couple of weeks. As soon as I have dinner, like, I just crash and I can't stay awake. And so last night was quite different, and I got sleepy at bedtime. I slept better last night and woke up better. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm going to try and going to change and see if that makes any difference, and if I can start actually moving some weight eating that way. So, yeah, my only fear with that is the whole bowel issues with the fat. But I think that I'm pretty much okay with that now. I hope. Fingers crossed. So, yeah, so that's it for me for now. I'll do another update in the next few weeks and see what's changed. Okay, so if you like this video, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, share it with anyone you think might be interested. I thank you very much for watching, and if you've got any questions or comments, fire away below and I will get to them as soon as I can. See you later. Bye-bye.